I want to make something clear about enemies. Enemies are ego's creation. We don't have enemies. Nobody has enemy. It's just that before we come to this earth, the souls, all the spirits that we have, like we want to have an experience with, those spirits that we had a contract with before we come to this world, we had a meeting in the spiritual realms, and such as the boyfriend or girlfriend or the life partner. In the spiritual realm, you tell them that you know what, in the world, in the age of 22, let's have a plan that we'll meet online, and then after 2 or 3 years later we'll fall in love to each other, and then we will experience the passionate, wonderful, true love. And then after 7 years, let's end this relationship, and let's will you be volunteer to be my enemy after 7 years? And the other person says, yeah, no problem, I'm willing to be the bad person in the relationship. And so yeah, they had the agreement, and then you had another person, and the other person that you want to have experience in this world, you want to have the portal to the evolution of the consciousness aware, like an experience or experiment in the world, to reach the high level of consciousness. So you have another person who is volunteer to have open a portal for you, maybe as a boyfriend or girlfriend. Yeah, I remember after my long-term relationship ended, I met another guy who I thought my soulmate or twin flame, because he was so similar to me. And then I said, wow, this is the person I'm going to be with. Then eventually in my egoic mind, he ended up as being enemy. So I guess before we come to this world, he volunteered to be the bad person. He volunteered to be the cheater, the betrayer, the manipulator, the gaslighter, the abuser, the user of me and many other girls. So he volunteered for this. He volunteered to be the bad person, and he volunteered to be the enemy figure. He volunteered to play the enemy role, the evil role. And so, because most of the time enemies, not most of the time, all the time, the enemies are the closest people to us. Our parents, our partners, our boyfriend, girlfriend, the people that we have the close contact with, the close friends, and so on. So we don't really have enemies. We just had the contract before we come to here. We had the contract. We said, okay, will you be volunteer to be my enemy? And I say maybe yes, because such as my long-term boyfriend, after the relationship ended, he said horrible things to me. Like, he wished me dead, he wished me to go to hell, he said so many horrible things. I still remember. And I guess maybe I volunteered to be his enemy. I guess maybe I volunteered to be the bad person in his life. And maybe I was the portal, I opened the portal for him, and he opened the portal for me. He opened the portal of true love. What love was it? What the pure and true and unconditional and the right kind of love. How the right love felt like. He opened that portal to me, and I opened the portal of how the abuser feels like, because I played the role of an abuser in his life. So we opened different portals to each other, and we volunteered for this, for each other's evolution of consciousness. And the other guy that I met, he opened the portal for me to see me through him, the abuser. So it's just that we don't really have enemy, or the other people that in my life, that like my dad, he volunteered to be the bad dad. He volunteered to be the man who is violent, who is powerful, power hunger, and who has the authority over even the police. Like, he played that powerful, violent, and strong man. He volunteered for that, and he volunteered to show us that we can have the power. I mean, my mom and me and my sisters and maybe his second wife, as female, through that portal, through his existence, through my dad's existence, through his violence and evil, the character like that he played, the role that he played in the world, through that character, he opened a portal for us to be able to take our power as a woman, take our divine feminine power, like embrace our divine feminine power, to be able to speak up, to be able to be independent, to be able to be the whole without being dependent of other people. So everyone is our teacher. We are each other's teacher. Everyone has different role in this world. We all are helping each other. We all are each other's teachers and pupils. I was teacher to some people. Some people are my teacher. So without being, without having this entitlement or without having this ego, we should be able to see things objectively without seeing things from our own subjective biasness. Just be open to see the things and people and stuff in your life in a different perspective. To be be open, be receptive to see people's other face, because the enemies are our ego, like our egos, perceived bad people. We don't have enemies, we only have perceived enemies. Our egos perceived enemies, but deep down in our soul, in the spiritual realms, deepest, in the core part of our soul, we don't have enemies. We love everyone unconditionally. Everyone is love, everyone is light, everyone is wisdom, having a life world experiment. So we don't have enemies. Our soul don't have enemies. Only our mundane human has perceived enemies for the evolution. Because if we knew that nobody is our enemy, we wouldn't work so hard to overcome those people. We wouldn't work so hard. We wouldn't put too much effort and time and sweat and blood day and night to be able to pass those people, to be able to overcome those people, to be able to win over those people. But eventually what we win is we win ourselves. We win a high level of consciousness. And they are just the supportive figure in our life, but their role is to behave the bad person. And so they are also brave to play the bad role. I mean, it takes so much boldness and gut to play the bad role. Like in the movies, the people who play the horrible role, such as raping roles. Like I remember, like when I was a child, there was a star that who always played the bad role. So he became someone in the even in the society, out of his movies, out of his roles, as a human, as a normal human, ordinary person. He's still perceived as the bad guy, even out of the movies. So it takes huge boldness and courage and gut to play the bad role. So it's also like they also deserve respect to play the bad role. So we should be able to respect and see things from the objective way. We should be able to be the impartial observer all the time without putting any biasness. There is always some standard error, of course. Sometimes we always see things from our own perspective more. We still have some biasness as a human because we lose to the mundane test. But remember to be the impartial observer all the time. I wanted to say something else, but I forgot, and yeah, I think that's enough for now.